Hello, welcome to Car Plus channel. Today we bring you an in-depth review of 2024 GMC Hummer EV SUV. Since the new Hummer runs on electricity rather than gasoline or diesel, it uses electric motors at the front and rear axles that are powered by a large battery pack. Depending on the trim, the new Hummer will have either 2 or 3 electric motors, the latter setup deploying 2 at the rear and 1 in the front. Dual-motor Hummer EV2 and EV2X models will make 625 horsepower, while the 3-motor EV3X and Edition 1 versions produce 830 horsepower. While that's less than the 1,000 horsepower GMC quoted for the truck, that's more than double the power available from the V8 engine from the old Hummer H2. Torque specs are a little more difficult to discern given how that figure is measured with electric vehicles, but rest assured that no version of the Hummer EV will lack for it. Don't be fooled by GMC's quoted 11,500 pounds-ft of torque. That measurement doesn't equate to a typical torque figure. Look for 3-motor Hummers to cover 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 3.5 seconds, or about half a second slower than the truck. The difference in horsepower and acceleration between the truck and SUV is down to battery size. Since the SUV makes do without a bed, it rides on a wheelbase nearly 9 inches shorter than the truck's. Because the battery is mounted between the wheels, the reduced space necessitated a smaller battery pack. Don't worry, Rockcrawler's GMC engineers have designed built-in protection underneath the vehicle to shield the battery from harm. The 2024 GMC Hummer features macho, iconic styling. It's been over a decade since the Hummer name graced the front of a new SUV, but the macho styling seems to integrate well with the modern design aesthetic. The iconic Hummer grille has been modernized for a new decade and now features an integrated headlight bar. Other signature Hummer touches include H2 homage wheels, optional tow hooks, a square body shape, and a mounted spare tire in the back. GMC even added new features such as the infinity roof with removable sky panels and I-bar. The Edition 1 debuts a new GMC color called Moonshot Green Matte. This matte hue will later be available on other SUV trims and the EV pickup. Compared to the Hummer EV pickup, the SUV's wheelbase is around 9 inches shorter and 20 inches shorter overall. These smaller proportions give the SUV superior departure and break-over angles plus a tighter 35.4-foot turning circle. GMC says the Hummer EV SUV can turn tighter than the much smaller Ford Mustang Mach-E using the 4-wheel steer function. The 2024 GMC Hummer has a massive interior improvements. Aside from the lunar shadow color scheme, not much looks different in the Hummer EV SUV's cabin and the pickup. This isn't an insult, as the truck features the most premium interior design we've seen from GMC. The user experience team worked alongside Perception, a creative agency best known for working on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Owners will experience these new graphics on a 13.4-inch diagonal infotainment screen and a 12.3-inch diagonal driver information center display. These screens pack some well-thought-out features such as the in-vehicle energy app, digital key, HD surround vision, and off-road widgets. Crucially, the Hummer EV packs the most important feature of all: enhanced Super Cruise, standard on all trim levels. Though the old Hummer H2 offered a tiny third-row seat option, GMC designed the Hummer EV SUV as a pure 5-seat vehicle. GMC hasn't shared full interior dimensions, but with a longer wheelbase than the Yukon, we expect passenger space to be impressive. How's the Hummer EV SUV's tech? The Hummer EV is far more than just tough looks and copious amounts of power. GMC has built in a lot of features and tech to help the Hummer both on and off-road. All Hummer EVs including the truck come with GM's Super Cruise drive aid system, first seen on high-end Cadillacs. The system allows for hands-free driving on more than 200,000 miles of enabled roadways. The latest iteration of Super Cruise will perform automatic lane changes when the situation calls for it. But the real trick stuff is meant for when the roads get rough. The Hummer EV SUV has 10.2 inches of ground clearance. But if you use extract mode, the air suspension lifts it even farther, providing 16 inches of clearance. Approach, departure, and breakover angles are all increased with extract mode too. Opt for the extreme off-road pack, and you'll get underbody cameras in the front and rear so you can see any obstacles that might pop up and ruin your day. The SUV's shorter wheelbase might mean it loses battery capacity compared to the truck, but it makes the Hummer EV SUV far more nimble than its sibling. There's also the impressive crab walk mode, which uses the Hummer's four-wheel steering to drive diagonally at a crawl. And that 3.5 seconds 0 to 60 time. To nail that number, you need to use the Hummer's watts to freedom setting. It's basically a fancy mode that lowers the air suspension and enables launch control. It also plays a little jingle. How economical is the Hummer EV SUV? GMC says the Hummer EV SUV should have an all-electric range between from about 250 to 300 miles, depending on trim. All but the base EV2 is equipped with an 800-volt architecture that allows the Hummer EV to fully utilize the most powerful DC fast chargers available. We don't have charge times for the SUV, but GMC stated the similarly spec truck can get 100 miles of range in about 10 minutes using the most ideal fast charging stations. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel for more car review and updates.